The role of climate change in exacerbating the water crisis cannot be overstated. Rising temperatures lead to increased evaporation rates, further depleting water reserves. Additionally, changing weather patterns disrupt traditional rainfall cycles, making water management increasingly complex. In a recent interview with the news team, Godfrey Augustine, the host of GBN's Our Climate Reality program, explained the seriousness of climate change in Grenada.
As it relates to climate change has to do with increase in global temperatures. And of course, once you have an increase in global temperatures, what we are experiencing now in Grenada is expected. And if that continues, it can only get worse. And that in itself will impact other areas because we will also have things like coastal erosion, also where you have the salt water then intruding in our consumable water table. And all of these things can impact our lives. So we have responsibilities that we need to pay attention to. And if we do that, we will be in a better place.
Augustine is of the view that mitigation begins with curbing deforestation and reducing water wastage.
Many people who cut trees in Grenada, it is done for an economic reason. So we know there are people who use it as a way of, as we say, burning coals. So it's a form of fuel. And of course, that must be given some kind of consideration. But at the same time, if you continue to cut trees, to burn coals, then you would get to a point where you will not have any trees to cut, and then you won't have any coals. So there must be some balance. We have to understand that yes, we may have to cut a tree here and there, but it is also important to replant. And we can use trees for more than one reason. One, to help with the issue of storing the water, and also we can use trees. And this stage, is another area that we have to pay very close attention to. We can't afford to waste. We have to conserve our water, and we have to make sure that we do things properly.
Initiatives such as water conservation campaigns, investment in sustainable water infrastructure, and promoting efficient agriculture practices should be at the top of the list of mitigative measures.
So there are serious times ahead of us. And so in Grenada, I would encourage us, one, to avoid as much as possible cutting trees, to plant trees as much as possible. The issue of water, we need to start conserving. We just can't afford to be wasting, because if we continue, we would find ourselves in a situation where we won't have.
The impact of climate change is widespread, and countries across the Caribbean are not being spared its wrath. Rena Thomas, GBN News.